Yo, welcome back to Dog Man Farms. It's a pretty gloomy day here, not just because of the weather either. How have I said? Some unforeseen events took place yesterday that resulted in me losing my groundskeeper, my super, Jules. May she rest in peace. So, as well as my cousin lost his beloved mare, who died giving birth. Well, I won't say she died giving birth, but she had a difficult birth where she couldn't pass the colt, and they both bit the short end of the stick or of the hay. It's like a lot of grief here today, so I ain't gonna be doing too much, but I got her buried, got my Jules buried, and put her over here close to the dog yard. But I'm just like still in disbelief of the way it happened. Can't really wrap my head around the way it happened. But what happened was I was just actually pulling back in. Had maybe been here maybe 10 minutes, just long enough to get the dogs fed. And it was about 7 o'clock, a little after 7 o'clock. Actually, it was going on 8 o'clock, but it was still had a little light out here. It wasn't quite dark yet. I was feeding the dogs, and my cousin came down on his dirt bike, and he was like, I need your help, cuz. I need your help. Mighty fine. That was her name. She was a standardbred pacer, but she was with foal, and she had been trying to have the baby since 11 something yesterday morning, which means the baby had been in there like all day long. Of course, dead, nothing but the legs hanging out. And so I went up there and I jumped into action, you know. I mean, that's what it's just, it's normal. It's common for people to call on me when they have problems with their animals. So I was actually hopping in the truck. I had one more dog to feed up. I said, hey, I already had the food in my hand. I said, hey, let me get this last dog fed, and I'm right behind you. So I feed the dog. I run back to the truck. I hop in the truck, and as I'm leaving out, Jules, I don't know if she was, okay, she has this, she don't do it with me or like me or my mom vehicles, but she has this thing where when someone, well, she's the groundkeeper, so she what she does is she barks and alert you that someone's out there, and then it's like when they're leaving, she likes to run behind their vehicles and stuff like that. So I don't know I think that was the case, but the way she did it was just out of the blue, just shocking, because I was heading out of the driveway. I get right here to the fence that I have around the perimeter of the dog yard at the road. Get right there, and Jules is on the side of the road, like she was, I think she was following my cousin's dirt bike, but she hadn't stopped on the side of the road, and as I was coming down, leaving out, going up the road, she just darted right in front of my truck and just stopped in the middle of the road. And I honestly don't know if she saw me or not, but it was too late for me to stop. There was nothing I could do. All I could do was take my foot off the gas, and by the time I released my foot off the pedal, it was just, I hear a bump, and I already knew what it was because I saw her when she darted out in front of the truck, and it's like she just darted out and just stopped and looked towards the way the way I was headed. So I can't say that she saw me, but it's just, I hate it, man. It's part of it, part of the game and stuff, but that's not the way I want her to go. She's been like one of the best dogs. She's been here a long time. Honestly, I can't even recall at this moment what year I got Jules, but when I got her, she could fit in the palm of my hand. She was just that tiny. And she's been here years before I got back into bulldogs. Well, I had a few bulldogs then, but she was the oldest dog here. I know she was every bit of 8, 9 years old, but Harley's only 3, and so that just gives you an estimate of how long she was here before I got Harley. But all I can say is she was a good dog. While she was the best little groundkeeper I ever had here. I know that much. She did her job. She played it. She played her cards very well up until the end. So, but yeah, as I was so after that, I get up there after I realized like my mind is already just all over the place from that. Like, it's just like, what in the blank just happened? So I go up there anyways, and I jump into action. My cousin gets me some soap and water so I can wash my arms, because I didn't want to. I had been touching dogs and I just wanted to get anything that could harm the horse off of my arm and hands before I, went in and see what I could do. Mind you, the colt has been dead for 8 hours at this point, and it's like it was just I could feel the head. Honestly, it felt like the head was. It felt like the legs, the front legs are sticking out, and then it's like the head of the horse was not its head. It was like it was the head of another baby. It's like both of them were trying to come at the same time, and they got stuck. Or either it was Siamese twins. It was one or the other. But what I felt inside of that horse was not normal. Nothing about it was normal. I tried maneuvering the head around, trying my best to I could feel that the head was not where it needed to be at first. And I could also feel something else above the head, and it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel normal. It wasn't, nothing about it was normal. But I tried and tried and tried to maneuver that baby's head around, and till my arm literally went numb because it was so tight in there, because her walls, her uterus, all that, her pelvic was all contracting back to normal size. It's a small window where you got to get that baby out. If you don't get that baby out, everything just starts contracting back into place. And that's what was happening. And it was just either the baby was too big, or it was Siamese twins, or the baby was just big and just balled up, all and twisted all sorts of ways. But when the vet got there, they thought the same thing. They didn't know what was going on. They said the same thing. It could be Siamese twins. It could be just a big baby that's twisted, that's all balled up and twisted, or it's just two babies, like two individual babies. And either way, she wasn't gonna make it. I mean, C-section was an option, but it wasn't an option because it's like you can't really do a C-section on a horse and they actually make it, because it's kind of one of those things where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So the vet tried everything they could do. We hooked the truck to her. They tried twisting the baby around, everything. Nothing was given. Then they was thinking about cutting the baby's legs off and pulling it out piece by piece. But then if they could have cut the legs off at the shoulders, then maybe they could have still got the baby out. But they couldn't cut the baby legs off at the knees, as that was all that was out. And because then you got these nubs that's going to get hung up, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, they're still going to be in the way. But so that wasn't really an option. So then right before, I mean, they were out here for a couple of hours. It took them 45 minutes to get out here. They was out here for 3-4 hours just trying repeatedly to get this baby out. Nothing was given. And come to find out, the thin wall between her uterus and her gut had been ripped. The baby had to put a hole in it due to all the stress and stuff like that. It was a hole from her between the uterus lining. The small lining between her uterus and her gut was ripped. So she was gonna pass anyways after that. Anything like once that happens, it's pretty much a done deal. Nothing you can do. So that happened, and then they were left to have to put the horse down. So rest in peace to Jules. Rest in peace to Mighty Fine. Rest in peace to her unborn baby or babies. So yeah, it's a gloomy day. The weather says it all, but it's really a gloomy day here. And so I just buried Jules, and now still work to be done. The grind don't stop. I am gonna piddle around here. I'm not gonna do too much, but I am gonna piddle around here, do a little something. But I just want to fill y'all in on that, give y'all the news as to why you won't see Jules running around here anymore. And all that. But yeah, I was up to like I was up there till a little after 12 o'clock. And so yeah, it's just not the day I was hoping for, you know. No one wishes or hopes for days like this, so but it is what it is. It can't be undone, so gotta keep moving forward. But Jules, I will truly miss that little dog. She was by far the best little guard dog, best little groundskeeper you ever could have had. And so independent and smart and just sweet. She was just everything you could have wanted in a little groundskeeper, you know. And I'll forever miss her, and forever love her. But all right, y'all. I think I'm gonna end this one right here. But I just want to share that news with you guys. And sun's trying to peep out a little bit. But all right, y'all. Y'all already know what to do. Stay safe out there. Be active. Be productive. Connect with Mother Nature. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.